We will continue to get into good trouble as long as you grant us the breath to do so.
Reverend Bernice King, daughter of Martin Luther King Jr., standing in the exact spot her father once stood decades ago delivering sermons. Today, King, one of the many, giving a final farewell in Atlanta for civil rights icon and Congressman John Lewis. Thank you for joining us on Fox West Texas Live at 9. I'm Keni Mac. John Lewis would then listen to Dr. King on the radio as a young man growing up in Alabama, and his sermons would later inspire Lewis to fight for civil rights for the next 6 decades.
He always believed in preaching the gospel in word and in deed, insisting that hate and fear had to be answered with love and hope.
He thought the open hand was better than the clenched fist.
He knew that nonviolent protest is patriotic, a way to raise public awareness and put a spotlight on injustice.
President George Bush, President Bill Clinton, and President Barack Obama also among those memorializing John Lewis today. Also today, the news of the death of former presidential candidate Herman Cain, who died from coronavirus at 74 years old. Cain briefly rose to the top of the polls during the 2012 presidential campaign before becoming the co-chair of Black Voices for Trump. And the discussion over schools reopening continues. The superintendent of one of the largest districts in the big country, Abilene Independent School District, pushing for a delayed start to their school year. According to Superintendent Dr. Dave Young, a request to delay the school year from August 20th through August 24th will give teachers more time to prepare both their in-person classes as well as remote learning.
Our reason for doing that is not out of any health concern, or we don't think we can safely welcome kids. Our reason for doing that is really just logistical processing.
And many parents coming forward across the country and in West Texas expressing their concern about their children starting in-person learning. But according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, despite the fear, many parents are actually admitting that their children aren't up to date on their immunizations because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
While kids may be virtual during the fall, there is still risk for additional diseases.
In other news tonight, another strong statement from the Commander-in-Chief pushing to get kids in the classroom within the next month.
Young people are almost immune to this disease. The younger, the better. I guess they're stronger. They're stronger. They have a stronger immune system. It's an incredible thing. Nobody's ever seen this before.
President Trump laying out his priorities on the coronavirus relief bill tonight, including $105 billion to get students back to school. And facing the potential consequence of losing vital state funding, Texas public school districts are under order to offer some degree of in-person classroom instruction no later than 8 weeks after the launch of this fall semester. Dr. Bob Sanborn, the leader of the well-known advocacy group Children at Risk, says it shouldn't happen until local COVID-19 infection rates dramatically diminish.
We have the government saying, rush your kids back to school, when indeed parents, teachers, the school district is at odds with that idea.
Now get this, closing schools in the spring may have saved lives, and that's according to a new study. Researchers conducted a population-based time series analyses of a period between March 9th and May 8th, and they found that school closures could have led to more than 1 million fewer cases of the virus over a 26-day period and about 40,000 fewer deaths over a 16-day period. Today, Governor Greg Abbott announced that the Texas Health and Human Services Commission will provide approximately $185 million in Emergency Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP food benefits. For the month of August, as the state continues to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic, Texas economist Ray Perryman with the Perryman Group says that there's a 32.9% dip in the gross domestic product.
We've never seen anything like this before. We literally shut down the world.
On a national level, negotiators got heated on the Senate floor after originally hoping that they would have a deal by Friday when the enhanced unemployment benefits run out.